Hello, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up. And it is Tuesday at noon, so it is time for Lunch with Lori. If you're on, let me know. Give me a shout out, a thumbs up. I'll give you a minute to find me, and we'll do a little housekeeping and hop right into our card class today. Hey, Corinne. Happy belated birthday. Thank you for sharing. I'm trying to figure out how I have a thumbs down already. Did you give me a thumbs down, Corinne? I don't think I did that. Oh my goodness. Got a frog in my throat, so I'm trying to drink water. Okay. Well, let's talk about, oh my goodness, it is August 22nd. This month is going to be over in a blink of an eye. And then we're going right into September, which will be the new holiday catalog, right? That'll be exciting. But there is still time to take advantage of grabbing, hey, Debbie, grabbing your favorite kits that are on sale for 30% off. That does end on August 31st, and all the kits in the online exclusives, not online exclusives, the kit collection are available up to 30% off, including the Christmas ones. So if you haven't checked those out, make sure you stop over and do that. You can go right to my website or just stampinup.com in general, okay? And then it's also a reminder to use your bonus day coupons. If you have not cashed in your bonus day coupons that you earned in July for a product of $50, and you might have earned multiples, that's okay. You have to redeem them before the end of August. After that, they will not work, okay? So make sure that you redeem them. If you don't have them, contact the demonstrator that you ordered through or contact Stamping Up, and they will be able, Stamping Up will be able to help you. The demonstrator might have to call Stamping Up as well. But either one of you can do that, and you can get your coupons and get those ordered. You do not need a minimum qualifying amount. Hey, Cindy, how about that? You do not need a qualifying dollar amount to redeem the coupon. It was just to get the coupon, to earn the coupon last month. So any size order, but if you are ordering to earn a class or something through a demonstrator, remember that your total, if it's a $50 purchase to earn a class, then your total has to be after the coupon has been applied. So you have to do 55, use a $5 coupon, you still qualify for the class, okay? So just keep that in mind. My mini paper catalog share is ongoing through August 30th. You still have time to sign up for that. For the basic paper share, that includes all the standard papers, the 12x12 and the 6x6. And that is going to be 124 6x6 sheets that you receive. So you get 2 sheets of each pattern, 2 6x6 sheets of each pattern, or a quarter of the pack. And then when you purchase that, you can add on the specialty papers for just $10. And there you just get 1 6x6, because usually we use those as accents versus backgrounds. That's why I do it that way. Also helps to keep your costs down, but you get to see it, touch it, play with it a little bit before you invest in a full pack, right? So if you get both, it's $55, $58 if you're paying with PayPal, and if you are a long distance friend, then there is a $9 priority postage. Okay, so August 30th, the link is in the comments below the video. So you can just click on that and it will take you to the registration form, gives you all the details there. And yes, that expires as of August 30th. Today, what we're going to do is my new Creativity Delivered. This is a new monthly class program that I'm launching. And we are starting out with masculine cards. That's probably one of the biggest requests I get is masculine cards. So the Exploring in Color card pack, which included the cards and the envelopes, came out with the May Paper Pumpkin. It was an additional purchase that you could get if you were a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. And they inspired me to create these 5 projects and then offer this to you as my first Creativity Delivered class. So it's a $30 class. you get a full pack, and I don't have an open one or I would show you the actual cards, but you'll see some of them as we go through. The envelopes and the card pack, it's 18 cards and envelopes in the pack. You're going to get that. You're going to get a package of the In Color Twine. And really, you're only using the copper clay, so you'll have all these other colors to play with. And then you're also going to get a package of the linen thread. That's the other embellishment that I used on these projects. So we are going to do the class today, so you get a chance to see what the cards look like. And then the registration for this is also below the video. It's $30. You're going to get enough supplies to make 2 of each project, and then you're still going to have plenty of cards left over, especially because I think, if not for all of the cards that we're going to do, for most of them, I cut them cards apart. I used the front and the back. Hey, Thelma. There I am. So you're going to have lots of cards left over to do your own creations or make more of what I provide you. You're also, of course, going to get a color PDF with all the step-by-step instructions to put the cards together. And you'll have this video to come back and watch. So again, it's a $30 class, $33 if paying with PayPal, and then the priority shipping fee if you are long distance. And you can register for that through August 30th as well. All right, I think other than one other thing, these were the cards that we did last week together. And the winner of these is Thelma Angel. So Thelma, congratulations. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. And I can either bring these to you at club or I can pop them in the mail. You let me know. Okay. Hey, Tina, how are you? And all the mailings that I have sitting here, with the exception of one that I've not heard back with the address for one of our winners, are going out tomorrow. I have them all packaged up. Hubby will take them to the post office, or I might take them to the post office on my way out tomorrow, but I will be gone after tomorrow. Yeah, you get more that way, right, Corinne? All right. So let's start. There's 5 cards in the kit, and I call it a masculine card kit because for most of them they are. There's one card that has a feminine spin to it. But here's the first one, and this one's a fun fold. Okay, so it stands up like that, and it has that cool fold on the front to extend your image so that you can see it open or closed. Boho blue. And of course, this was called Exploring in Color because this was the introduction paper pumpkin to all of the in colors for 23-25. And it just folds back on itself. It'll all be scored for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Make sure I have some seal here. I do. I can't wait to see what happens when I'm in the hotel room, because even now I don't know what house I'm in. If I wake up in the middle of the night, it takes me a couple of beats to figure out if I'm at my house or if I'm at the house in Gettysburg, because we've been practically living down there, and I will be again when I get back, because I've got lots of activity happening, painters and carpeting and all of that. And then we have our inside. We're going to go ahead. We're making this a birthday card, and of course you'll be able to substitute whatever greetings that you may have. You do not have to have the greetings that I used, obviously, right? Copper clay is going to be key for you. You're welcome. Oh, that's true. Absolutely, they don't. Because that is one of the big colors that I used in this project, but you could use something else that coordinates. It doesn't have to be copper clay. Okay, club it is. Thank you. So we're going to pop this on the inside. And that greeting comes from Season of Chic, wishing you the best birthday ever. It's one of my favorite birthday greetings. And I'm sure you've seen that because that one's going to carry over, but there it is. Carries us through all the seasons, the Season of Chic, right? We've got seashells and flowers and fall leaves, snowflakes, and then the happy birthday on the front comes from the Circle Sayings stamp set. And I don't know why I closed the copper ink pad, because I'm doing that as well. And again, you're going to get enough supplies to make 2 of each card, plus have lots of the card bases left over to do whatever you like with. You can cut them apart or use them as they are. We're going to pop that onto a layer of boho blue. You know, those paper dimensional backings they go everywhere. Now I cleaned up today and there's one laying there. Now we're going to grab that baker's twine and we're going to do the thing that I don't like to do, which is create those little loops. Oh, of all the things I do, I think this is the thing that challenges me the most. And it may not be as pretty as the one that was on there, but we'll see what we end up with here. Oh, that's not too bad. It's going the opposite direction, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. Just because. See if I can bring that second loop in. There we go. Yeah, grab the scissors. Trim the tail off. So who has this kit? Does anybody get this paper pumpkin kit in May? Add that so I'm sure those tails stay in place. And then we're going to pop on some dimensionals, of course. Making sure that linen thread goes nowhere. All right, so I'm going to grab the card base. So this is what the card base looks like. Okay. And for this one, we're working off the front. So we are going to cut this down to, I think it's 3 3/4, but let's just measure it, shall we? Yeah. 3 3/4. Okay. So grab my paper trimmer. Extra things are falling from the sky. That's all I know. 3 3/4. And I think I'm going to trim off a little bit of the top. And a little bit at the bottom because I want that cloud to be on there. So that's what you do. You just trim the card pieces, the bases apart. There are 6 designs in that pack of cards that you're going to get, cards and envelopes. So you have 3 of each. So you will still, even when we cut these apart, you're still going to have at least 1 full card base left after you make the class. I'm going to apply my adhesive over here. That way I don't get it too far when I mount my card front. And I also didn't go too close to the white edge so that I didn't have adhesive sticking out beyond. Okay. This is going to pop down in the corner. So in addition to being great masculine cards, they're also quick cards. They're not going to take you, in most cases, a tremendous amount of time. Actually, I think I like the twine better on that side. And there we go. That's project number 1. Close that up. Now, I didn't let this piece go too far because we are going to do our feminine card now. And we are using the girl from In the Moment, right? And I'm also using, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax for the inside of the card. Our card base in this case is basic white, so we're just going to stamp that inside with the copper clay. I always close that because if I don't, guaranteed I'm going to get my hand right in it, right? This is a layer of the paper from the Countryside Inn suite. We're just going to mount that, trying to make it look like wallpaper. It went down before I was ready. Yeah, I reach for that one a lot, and especially if you like to color, it's a great one. Now, I didn't want you to watch paint dry today, so I did the coloring ahead of time, but we used a variety of blends on that. Basically, we used boho blue, real red, I think one of the neutral tones for her hair. And would you believe that is the only, oh, dark sweet sorbet, boho, and light pecan pie, and light moody mauve. So that's the colors. And she is all ready to go. I fussy cut her, obviously. And then I have this layer of pecan pie that we're going to trim this down to fit onto. So again, this is just your card base. We're going to fit it onto the pecan pie. That is 4 3/4. So I'm going to take most of this off down here. And you can keep these strips. You can find some creative use for them. This is 3 1/4, so we're going to go 3 1/8, I think. And all these measurements are going to be in the PDF for you. And you don't have to be let's try that. One more. You don't have to worry about getting the same picture that I'm getting. You can create whatever imagery through that window that you want. We used to have a window die. Does anybody remember that? That was pretty cool. Just a little bit more off up there. Okay. I'm just being fussy. All the measurements, as I said, will be in the PDF for you. We're going to go ahead and mount this onto, whoops, we need to come in a little bit on the side, onto our pecan pie. Hey, Julie, good to see you. Go. I think I forgot the measurement in my head. So we're going to mount this to our pecan pie. And then we're going to build our window just with strips of pecan pie, which will be in your kit, of course. So one strip is just going to come down here, create the windowsill, if you will. I don't want to mount that first, though. I want to mount those crossbars first. So I'm going to grab my silicone pad. This is awfully handy when you have little strips like this, because we can just do this. We're going to run this, and there's nothing here, so I don't have to worry if I'm laying this down. We're going to run this down the center. Okay. And then this piece, we're going to run across to create our window panes. Make sure my glue's not sticking over the edge. Drop that just a little bit. Okay. Then I can trim that up. And the last thing I'm going to do after I put my windowsill on is, create the top. And the simple way to do that is just take your strip of pecan pie and trim up your corners, just to give it that angled look. Now, if you're very fussy, you can pick that piece up that you just cut off and lay it over here and marry it exactly. I'm not quite that fussy, so I'm just gonna go the opposite direction down. Okay. Like so. There we go. And then there's the top of your window. I'm going to put it here and bring this down. Okay, just like that. And then this is going to just get mounted onto the front of your card. And we're going to set her right on the windowsill. We're going to pop her on with some dimensionals. And again, if you don't have the colors that I used for her when you get the class, that's fine. You can absolutely do whatever colors you have. Add different designer series paper to the back and pull your colors from that if you like. And there we go. So I left the front blank, but in the inside we put this. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. That's the feminine part in the kit. All right, moving on to project number 3. As I said, there are 5 in this one. How about this guy? It's a great masculine birthday card. Again, I'm going to trim off the card front. And this is going to be at 4. So it's just that easy to cut down your card fronts or your card bases. We have a layer of wild wheat. Wild wheat is one of those colors that I don't gravitate towards, but it went with this kit because, again, this kit was featuring the In Colors. Oh dear. Ran out of adhesive on that one. This is another quick one. That's just going to go right on the front of the card. Let's crease that a little bit better with our bone folder. Boho blue, of course. Hi, Beverly. And then I just cut a strip of basic white and I put a ruler at the top and the bottom, and I used the boho blue Stampin' Right marker. I used the new bullet tip. These are really nice. The other fine tip was great and it was very fine, but oftentimes you had a hard time getting ink out of it. This one is really good. It reminds me of a thinner version of the bullet tip on the blends, right? And then the brush tip stayed the same. So if you don't have our markers yet, this is the time to get them with this changeover. If you don't have this color, you can use any color that you'd like, or you don't have to put the blue lines on at all, right? And then I simply wrapped some of the linen thread, put some adhesive on the back, and wrapped 3 times around the linen thread. I tried so hard to remember not to put the copper clay ink pad somewhere else. And then I did it anyway. It's under the silicone pad. It's hiding. All right, so the happy birthday comes from go-to greetings. It really is my go-to. Okay. And again, copper clay. This is going to get some dimensionals as well. Took me 2 tries to get the blue on there. All right. I think, you know what? I'm going to make a note to myself. I think I'm going to throw a sheet of dimensionals in your kit as well for the class, because we are using quite a few dimensionals. And then I have the cute little deer from the Grassy Grove die cuts, the Grove dies. And we're just going to put him down here. He's walking through the valley. And I want to see if I have minis or edges that I can use. You know, it never fails. When I'm designing and I want large dimensionals, I don't have any handy. And then when I'm demonstrating and I want small dimensionals, I have to dig. Okay, so we're going to pop a couple minis on him. Or you can cut your large ones apart if you don't have the minis. I'm going to stand him on the rock. Okay. And then for the inside, I used the Wishing You Everything Wonderful. And that's from Charming Sentiments in the annual catalog. Oops. These in colors really do lend themselves to masculine cards, don't you think? So there is our, is this number 3? I think this is number 3. We're going to bring in the back of our card that we used on that last project to create this one. This is a sympathy card. And this is, may you find peace in the days to come and in the loving thoughts that surround you now. I think that is a beautiful sympathy saying. That is in a new set in the annual. It's called Hope You Know. I overlooked it the first, I don't know, 20 times I went through it, the catalog. But I think that it has some really nice sayings. And miss you, hello friend, thinking of you today. Wishing you comfort, just saying thank you doesn't seem like enough. Hope you know how much your kindness is appreciated. You are the sunshine that brightens so many of my days. And I think with the thinking of you today, then there's a greeting that says, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, and so on. So if you've missed that one, that you're going to find in the annual catalog. It's called Hope You Know. That's a great sympathy greeting. We're going to, of course, trim down this card back, because we've already used the card front. Sorry. Okay, that's going to get mounted after we cut on this curve. So I'm just going to trim out this curve. Just like that. And now I'm going to mount that on a layer of basic white. Tight top and bottom. It's going to give me that space underneath. When I was designing this, I thought I was going to stamp under there, and then I decided it needed a little bit more. So we got the Something Fancy dies out to create our base for the With Deepest Sympathy. And again, I've already wrapped the one end, but I'll show you how easy this is to do. You just add some adhesive to the back. Now, what I said that, and this will give me a. You're going to wrap it 3 times, and you want to keep it tight together. You can always move it around with your nail when you're done. That's how easy that is. I swear if you cut the bottom off that, it looks like a jar, right? I have to try that sometime. We are going to stamp the With Deepest Sympathy. Of course, that's from the Something Fancy as well on there. And maybe stamp before you wrap. But I think we'll be fine. And when you got it, we're going to dimensional. I'm going to put one over each of those linen threads, so I'm sure they stay in place. Thank you, Tina. We're not going to mount that yet, though, because did you catch what's going on here? I've added some of the In Color Copper Clay jute trim. So we're going to grab our liquid glue. I needed a transition, I guess would be the word, from the DSP. Or the DSP, yeah. The card base that we trimmed down. See, it looks like designer paper, doesn't it? And I thought this was perfect, and we could follow the curvature easily. And then we'll just give it a beat or two so that it sets up. And then you can decide if you want to wrap it around like I did, or you could trim it even with the card base. While that's setting up, I'm going to do the inside of the card. I'm going to do that with boho blue. You like that? I thought that was kind of cool when I figured that out. So think about it. You could use jute trim to, especially on like sea cards with lighthouses and ship's wheels and things like that, and run it around the circles. We have that done. I think I'm probably good here. Let's trim that off just a little bit. Flip that over. Pull that around. And then, of course, just go over those tails to make sure they don't go anywhere. Doesn't take long for that to set either. And then we'll put our greeting right there. Okay, so masculine, simple, we're checking off all the boxes, right? Little interest there with the jute. And again, you're going to have all the colors. You're not just getting the copper clay with the glass. So you get the full package. And let's put the lid back on the glue. Okay. We're on our last card. Can you believe it? How about this guy? Guess what? He's walking on the piece we cut off. And again, I'm pulling out the Grove dies because we're going to create that background together. So right now we have a Mossy Meadow base. A layer of basic white and a layer of copper clay. And we're going to go ahead and mount those layers. And don't forget, when you're layering cards like this, if you have dies or something that you want to cut out of the center before you cover them up, that's a great way to save on smaller. Great way to say, yeah, great way to save on paper, right? Because nobody's going to know that you cut something out of that white or out of the copper. I like that twine, Julie. And I'm not a big twine person, but I do like that. I like the colors, of course, with the In Colors, but okay, there's our card front. I've already done the bear. He's just stamped in the copper clay as well, and he comes from the Wildlife Wonder, as does our greetings. So I used those Countryside Inn dies to do our label. The note of thanks comes from the Wildlife Wonder. Well, nuts. Well, I can do it down here. Now that's interesting. I obviously grabbed a piece of paper that I thought was a scrap. And okay, we're going with this side. Well, I have one more chance, right? Let's try one more time. Goodness, last card's going to give me a little issue here, huh? Hey, 3 times was the charm. All right, so we're going to lay that aside because we'll trim that down. We're going to lay this aside. We're going to trim. I don't know what I did here, but let's just trim this guy down. We are going to layer this all onto a layer of basic white. This is what happens when you're packing your kits at 1 o'clock in the morning. See if that works. It certainly does. I am going to do Very Christmas Sweet. I am. That might, no, next week I'm hoping to have the Festive of Tags kit. It'll be the week after. Love that. Love that, love that. I'm looking for a piece of scrap paper because we're going to do a little blending here first. Balmy blue. I think that was the first thing I designed with out of the new mini. We're just going to do a light sky in the background. I flip that over and try it again. There's either something in my brush. I don't think it's in my brush. I think it's in my ink pad. We live in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, and our school district is northern, and the polar bear is the mascot. So I had to buy that set. That's better. If you don't like to do the blending brush, if you don't have the blending brush, you don't have to do this. When you get your class, you can just leave the background white. No biggie. Okay, I'm going to lay that aside, bring this paper back in, because now we're going to do the background. I am going to trim it down first because there's no reason to do more than you need, although you could do the whole thing and put the inside, the other piece on another project. But we just really need that much of it. Okay, so I am using this stamp set to create these trees. Okay, Grassy Grove, the 3-tree set. And I've got 3 colors going on. I've got Parakeet Party, Old Olive, and Mossy Meadow. And y'all are thinking I'm crazy, I know. So all the other ones are simple. They marked off the boxes. We've got masculine going on here. We've got one feminine in there. Now we're going to do a couple of little fun things here. So we are going to stamp all over. Okay. Some full strength, some not full strength, just like that. And then I'm going to change colors on them. Hey, Connie. Now I only wanted to do the parakeet at the bottom, and I went a little crazy up there and I got a little at the top. It's okay. It's not going to hurt it. So again, now I'm in Mossy Meadow. I did clean in between. You wouldn't have to, right? Because we're going from the lighter colors to the darker colors. The trick is remembering to off stamp if that is the pattern that you're going for, right? Okay. And we may come back and add some more color. We'll see. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate that. But Connie, this is Expressions in Color Masculine card class that I'm demonstrating. And there's a link underneath the video that will give you all the details. And now we're gonna, oh, see, I forgot to, it'll be all right. I promise. It doesn't look like much yet, does it? Now I'm going to start adding in a little bit darker. Even if you get the trunks from this image on there, you're going to be okay. Because now I'm going to go back and add some more old olive. So you just keep playing with it till you get the trees to look the way you want. I guarantee you, well, I won't guarantee you because you may be better at doing that than I am. I will never get two trees to look the same, two sets of trees. They're always going to look a little different. I'm okay with that because that's nature too, right? But you just keep doing it until you feel like you've got what you want. And you've got some variation. Okay. Now, you don't have those three greens, pick three greens that you like. You're cleaning cupboards. You want to come to my house? So now we're going to finish the trunks, right? Because we have these nice dark trunks. And I am using what was SU 100 back in the day. This is the darkest neutral blend that we offer. And I'm just going over the branches. You're going to cover up all that green. Let me get a different piece of scrap here so you can see a little better maybe. Not that. Apparently I need to get more scrap paper. Yeah, this is not as bad. So we're just going to add the dark. And you could use bronze for this. I don't think we ever had early espresso blends, right? But you are going to need a dark brown. You maybe even put branches in where there aren't any. What do you think? I've got one over here and one there yet, I think. What do you think? I think that's pretty cool. Again, different, lighter than this one. A little bit more white showing, so you could go back and fill that in if you didn't want so much white showing. Let's see if I can do a little more mossy meadow up there. And you can go back right over what you've just blended with no issues. I think I'm happy with that. We're going to mount this to our balmy blue. Oh, yes. Going around the edges. And I purposefully left the center open so I'd have some place to hold as I lined this up. Okay. And then we're going to pop this on here and trim that little edge off. If you don't want to go through all that trouble, you're going to get the die cut. The die cut will come in the kit. If you don't want to go through all that, then just, you know, color them with your blends. But I liked the mottled look it gave the leaves. All right, we're going to add some adhesive. Before I mount that, however, we're going to put that strip of linen thread around, and you could use the jute here too if you wanted to. You really can't mess the leaves up. It's really just, even if you forget to off stamp, it's not going to matter. You're just going to have darker. You're probably going to want to do more than one if you forget to off stamp, but you really can't mess them up. Okay, now I can mount this right about there. Okay. Trim that off even. And this goes on our card front. And then we're going to pop our bear. He's lumbering through. Oh, thanks, guys. And if you don't have the bear and you have a bird stamp, you could stamp a bird back there beyond the trees. Then I think I have a piece of basic white for the inside. A note of thanks. And that's going to go to a great guy. So there is card number 5. And I had a little bow that we're going to mount up there as well. And those tails down a little bit. We'll roll up a glue dot. So yeah, so you can get all 5 cards. Well, actually, you get the whole card kit. So that is 18 cards are in the pack of card bases and envelopes with coordinating envelopes. And they're pretty boho blue, the envelopes. So you can use them for these projects, or you can keep them and use them with other cards that you are creating. Let's pull these all out here so you can see them one last time. Here's our sympathy card, a birthday card. Here's our feminine card, and another birthday card. This is our fun fold. So those 5 cards times 2, because you get enough supplies to make 2 of each of the cards. You're going to get the full package of the In Color jute twine. You're going to get a full roll of the linen thread, and you're going to get the card package, right? 18 card bases with envelopes, 6 designs, 3 each. And actually, I think we only used 2 card bases to create all 5 cards. So you are going to have a lot of cards left over to do more creations with. The class is $30, $9 postage, priority postage to mail it. And if you're using PayPal when you register to pay, there's a $3 convenience fee for that. So it would be $33 plus the $9. Or you can send me a check. Registration and payment are due by August 30th. So don't wait till the end to register so that you can get your payment off to me. if you're paying by check. And the link will be below for you so that you can just click on that and register. Hey guys, I hope you like those. Thank you so much. They are fun and they're not hard. I really like these card bases, so I'm happy to share them with you guys. Make sure that you are not looking for me Thursday morning or Sunday night over on my Facebook page, because I leave for Vegas in the morning. We're going to backstage. So I will not be here Thursday or Sunday. I will be back live with you all next Tuesday, hopefully doing the festive tag kit, because it's going to be the end of the kit sale. Have a great week. Be safe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.